Hello everyone. Welcome back. Hello, welcome to another stream. We are just gonna be doing some chill PvP healing tonight, as the title suggests. Um, yeah, I went ahead and queued us up for Battlegrounds. I think we'll do what we usually do, right? Do like half the night with 4v4, the other half with 8v8. Or I don't know, maybe we'll hop into some Cyrodiil or Imperial City tonight or something. We'll see. We'll see where the night takes us. But yeah, no, we're just gonna be doing some chill PvP healing tonight. I know that you can see it over here. I know the Sheogorath quest line came out today. Um, However, I don't know. I felt like just doing something healing related. I didn't want to do like questing content for a stream. I'll probably do the Sheogorath stuff off stream, you know. Figure we keep streams and whatnot a little more healing focused. I know that's what you guys are here for. Right. Let's see. Yep, full team. I don't think I recognize any of these people. If you play, like, if you're someone that plays, like, in the mornings or, like, pretty much just any time it's, like, not peak hours, you actually will start to recognize some 4v4 Battlegrounds names. This guy just says, together. It's like Caesar apes together strong. No, he's absolutely right, though. Okay. He's popping off in chatty. Oh, okay, so I guess he recognizes someone on the other team. Alright. I think we're gonna go this way. I don't like how far away you're... I don't like how far away we are right now. Actually, no, that worked out. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pop this. Hey there, Patrick. I'll give a more in-depth breakdown in just a minute after this match, but I can go ahead and tell you, I'm using Ozazen the Inferno for my monster set, Mark of the Pariah as my back bar set, and then Robes of Transmutation on my front bar. Oh yeah, they're definitely focusing me now a bit. I think they might have caught on. I'm just gonna tank it. I don't think he's gonna kill me. Okay. But if this keeps up the way that it's going, then, well, I don't know, they kind of eased off a little bit. I think I'm good. Are we still... Because I know there's one guy on our team. Yeah, he's just over there just picking off, I think, that same dude. I think that's like the third time that he's done that to that poor man. I heal too, and that's what I use in my Warden healer. That's awesome, man. Welcome in. Yeah, I'll be healing on Templar tonight. That is my main. But I am a pretty big fan of Warden, especially in PvP. I feel like they're doing like really well in PvP right now. I'm super excited to see what they do for the Warden for the class identity refresh. I know that it's probably going to be a little delayed, but still, as far as I understand, those class identity refreshes are still happening. Bleh. I wish PvP healing was more creative with builds. I wish PvP in general was more creative with builds. I feel like there's a lot of stagnation in what is good and what is not good. and there's, like, honestly, not even necessarily, like, what is good versus what is not good. I think it's more so that, like, there are things that are good, and there are things that are not good. And then there's a massive gap between them. Like, so massive. You know, if you have a good PvP build, you are... Oh, wow. Okay, that was a bit of lag there. If you have a good PvP build, you have a really good PvP build. If you have a bad PvP build, you have a really bad PvP build. Oh, I probably should have broken free there. I wasn't expecting him to get melted so easily. I hope they're good because I'm tired of Werewolf and DK. I agree. I agree. Even if it just becomes Werewolf, DK, and Warden, I think I'd still rather that than just Werewolf and DK. You know, it's so different. I need to lock in. It's my first match of the night. I'm not expecting to do great, and we're still winning. But I definitely need to lock in a little bit. What was I gonna say? Oh, nope. Wait, I lost it. Hold on. Give me a sec. I have no idea. I got so caught up on that, letting that poor man die, that I completely forgot what I was saying. Anyway, yes, I agree with you. No, do not die. You get over here, no dying. Not allowed. I won't lie, though. For, you know, for everybody just kind of... Clearly, both teams were kind of all abusing some pretty busted stuff. Like, I'm healing, there's a werewolf, I see a warden with the charm. But overall, I feel like that was a pretty balanced match. Like, I feel like there wasn't, like, a clear... person better, or better group than the other. What do you think about healer builds versus shield support builds? Because when it's crit meta, I use my shield build, and my healer I use when it's more bleed or status effect. I think... Ooh, that's tough. I honestly, I don't use a whole lot of shield builds personally. Not because there's anything wrong with them, just because I prefer healing builds than shielding ones. But with this most recent update, honestly, whenever I was making my PvP video, the sorcerer section that I did, honestly, I feel like was closer to a shielding build than a healing build. So I'm with shielding builds. I just don't use them a whole lot. I tend to prefer healing builds, especially with me playing Templar. But I hope that answers your question. Yeah, I think they're pretty cool. I don't use them a whole lot, but I like them, and maybe I'll do a more like dedicated shielding build sometime. Maybe that'll be like a stream that I do soon. Maybe I'll work on getting a shielding build put together for each class. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Sup, Rock? Sup, Reno? Sorry, I almost used the second half of your name there instead of the first. Sorry. I hope you're doing well, man. Good to see you in stream. Man, they're focusing that guy. I knew I was not going to be able to save him. I probably should have just popped ult there. Oh, gosh. Okay, this is not good. Yeah, I probably... Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Ugh. I was hoping the respawn timer wouldn't be quite so long for my teammates, but that's okay. We can come back. Between Transmutation versus Rallying Cry, which has more... You said up. I'm assuming, do you mean like uptime? In terms of uptime, I think... I don't know. I honestly, if you... Well, actually, it's Rallying Cry. Because Rallying Cry, if I remember correctly off the top of my head, can proc off of overhealing because it just requires your healing to critically strike, right? Whereas Transmutation does actually require you to heal. It won't proc unless you actually heal someone. But you can very easily proc both of them pretty much at all times, just because you can wear both of them on your body, and it's very easy to both heal and get critically strike healing. Okay, we're not doing super hot here. This round might be a loss. Jeez, this guy is popping off in chat. He is just going off right now. He is so mad. Okay. Sometimes I'm glad that, I mean, I know you can kind of see it popping up, but sometimes I'm glad that I keep my chat covered for that reason. Jeez Louise. Oh, crit resist uptime. Yeah, it's, I would say crit resist uptime, just like total. Probably gonna have to give it to Rallying Cry there, just because you can realistically keep a pretty high uptime on it. It does depend on your team being close together, though. It does depend on your team being close together, because it doesn't actually... And granted, I'm trying to recall, I don't use Rallying Cry a whole lot, but actually, hold on. Yes, so with Rallying Cry, right, it doesn't actually proc on them. It procs on you in an area around you. So, I don't know, it depends, but I'm gonna say overall, if you're optimizing on both, probably get a better uptime on Rallying Cry. You should try a shield, like a full one, because I think there's a market for it on YouTube, because I only get views for shielding, but I think it's better than healing. Okay, yeah, I feel like, I imagine it probably is going to get more views, just because, like, I don't know, I feel like for a lot of, like, PvP healing videos, that is kind of like already solved, you know. Most people know what sets to run, most people know what skills to run, etc. But yeah, for shielding builds, a lot of people aren't familiar with them, so they're going to be much more curious. I do think that I will make a PvP shielding video at some point. I've got the 1-bar PvP video in the works right now that I'm planning on making, probably no later than like the end of this weekend, just because I have to go back to work next week, so, you know, I want to make sure that all the big stuff that I've been really wanting to get done is done before then. But yeah, shielding is definitely on my list. Let's see. Have you good tactics against Werewolf or DK as a healer? And what are your opinions on the current healer meta? I'm sorry. Let me make absolutely sure that I did read all that correctly. I'm getting so... Oh, they're just suiciding now. Okay. Um, okay. Have you good tactics against Werewolf or DK as a healer, and what are your opinions in the healer meta? Pretty much being a healer bot right now, and I'm assuming you mean in PvP. I'll just go ahead and do this too. It seems like that's gonna be what everybody else is doing, so... Okay, so we'll break it down one at a time. Tactics against a werewolf or DK as a healer. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, there we go. Okay. Tactics against werewolf or DK as a healer. For DK, honestly, it's going to pretty much be just like... Just try not to get bursted down by the whip. And also, especially if they have like a heavy dot build, if they're running like tether or something like that, you do want to try to break line of sight of that and try to keep your distance from them. For werewolves, watch for the pounce, right? Try to dodge roll it if you can, but definitely watch for the pounce because they're going to get set up, pounce on you, and then just try to shred you. Now, fortunately, if you're on, let's say, like, you're on your back bar, that's your defensive set, and you've got all your buffs and stuff like that up, you're probably not going to run into that issue. You should be okay. I use Warden Charm or the Necro Totem to get away from DK and yeah, Werewolf Charm, Necro Totem. Honestly, any form of CC can be good there as well. But most importantly, just like especially with how melee focused Werewolf is, having an escape ability such as Race Against Time or something along those lines is going to be very useful. You don't want to stay and try to, at least against a good werewolf, you don't want to stay and try to like fight out a werewolf unless you've got your team there with you. You want to try to break line of sight, again, like with the DK, with like dot builds and stuff. You want to try to break line of sight, cleanse any negative effects, get back to your team, regroup, stuff like that. Hey, can I tell you a better setup for PvP healer in Battlegrounds? You will never die. Use Sanctuary on the front bar. Yeah, Sanctuary's not bad. Sanctuary's not bad. I've used Sanctuary in Battlegrounds before. I tend to prefer Transmutation. Okay. Here. I guess while we're waiting, I'll just show you real quick, just super quick PvP healer build for Battlegrounds and whatnot. I don't know why. Super quick PvP healer build. For my monster set, I like to use Ozaze and the Inferno. I've kind of got it mixed up here between these two sets, but set 1 is Transmutation, and set 2 is Pariah. I tend to run Transmutation on the front bar and Pariah on the back bar, but you can do either or. This is on my Templar. You can see skills right here. Radiant Aura, Healing Burst, Overflowing Altar, Warding Contingency, Radiant Regeneration, Practiced Incantation, Healing Soul, Living Dark, Extended Ritual, Channeled Focus, Race Against Time. I put all my attributes into health. Food, ignore that. I'm not running the most optimized food, but it's just what I had on at the moment. Jewels of Misrule are usually going to be really, really good there. I like to use the Atronach. And then, I don't know, your CPs don't really matter because it's disabled in most PvP content. And then for Templar, at least for my class masteries, Bastion of Light and Devout Guardian. Okay. Just wanted to show that off real quick. Okay, deathmatch again. Hopefully we don't... Oh, but we do have an AFK. Alright, that's fine. They... Okay, he's here. I was like, 4 against 2, we got this. Easy. Easy, that's light work. Nice. Good, good, good. Good start. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Little snowball here. Hold on, let me take care of that guy. Alright, definitely a much better start than last game, for sure. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and pop that. I could tell that they were feeling good that they got a couple people in, well, I guess, sorry, they just got me. They only got me in that rush of agony there. I think having Ring of the Wild Hunt is good against Werewolf. Yes, absolutely. I do agree there. And also, if you copy my PvP build exactly, I don't actually... I do have an arena weapon, though, but I don't have a mythic, so you could use a mythic, but you would likely have to sacrifice... I'm just going to go ahead and pop that, because I can tell what they're doing. You could use a mythic instead of the arena weapon. Do just keep in mind that your sustain will take a little bit of a hit as a result if you choose to do that. Now, if you have your own build where you're using Ring of the Wild Hunt, please, like, by all means, ignore what I'm saying. You use whatever works for you. But yeah. I play as a Khajiit healer Sork. Do you have any good advice with the stamina in the break free department? So one thing that I love to talk about, and I guess we can have this be like little healer tip of the day for PvP. One thing that I love to mention with PvP healing in terms of like conserving stamina and preparing for like break free moments and stuff like that is try to anticipate whether or not you actually need to break free, right? I know it sounds counterintuitive, like shouldn't we always want to break free? Well, something that you may notice as I'm playing tonight or just in some of my PvP videos, I don't always actually break free. Sometimes I just let the stun go through, either because they can't damage me enough to kill me while I'm stunned, or because there's no reason for me to waste stamina in that moment. So I would say if you're looking to conserve stamina, just try to anticipate, and it can be difficult, but you'll get there with enough practice and stuff like that. Try to anticipate if you actually need to break free, because then whenever you come back up from the stun, then you'll have ideally close to full stam, and you can go back to blocking, or you can dodge roll something, or if you have Echoing Vigor equipped, you can go ahead and pop that, or whatever else you need to do. Lots of great questions tonight, guys. That was a good one. If you guys have any other questions, please keep them coming. I'm loving all the chatter tonight. This is awesome. Okay, we're gonna go this way. I don't normally see fights over here in Team Deathmatch. I feel like everybody always goes to the other side over there, in that little corner. I kind of like when fights happen over here, because then you've got, like, the vertical, or sorry, yeah, the vertical elevation, stuff like that to manage. Like, let me see if I can... Okay, so, like, right now, I'm immobilized. I don't know, I didn't really... That wasn't really a break-free moment anyway. I'm trying to see if someone will stun me so that I can get to a break-free moment and show you kind of, like, my thought process through it. But It's fine if not. I think that this match will be over pretty soon here anyway. Oh yeah, looks like they are done for the most part. I have another question. The Maelstrom Restoration Staff, is that buff active when you swap your bar? No, it is not. No. It is only going to be active on your front bar while you have it equipped. Like, if I swap, you can see right there, it is no longer doing that effect, but that's okay. Ideally, you should be spending most of your time on your front bar anyway. Whoa, hey, no dying now. Ideally, you should be spending most of your time on your front bar anyway, so shouldn't be too difficult for you to keep up a good uptime on that. And even if you only get 1 or 2 ticks every time you swap, still, it adds up pretty quick. All right. That was much better. And much less toxic, too. GG's. I didn't really do a whole lot there, though. Those guys were good PvPers for sure. Oh, I kind of want to go back to the dealing with werewolves and DKs as a healer. One of the most important tips that I found, or well, hold on, backtrack. No, yeah, we'll go with that one first. So for at least from what I've experienced, right, both DKs and werewolves seem to be much better at high single target damage than like AoE group damage. So if you are dealing with a werewolf slash DK situation, try not to get caught alone. If you can kind of bob and weave in between your teammates to mess with their targeting a little bit, try to do that because that'll buy you precious seconds to, cleanse negative effects or heal yourself back to full. And if they're spreading out their damage across multiple people, it becomes much easier to heal. Because werewolves especially, they're a little better since that nerf to that mythic, why is the name escaping me? But you know what I'm talking about. Since that nerf recently, werewolves are easier to handle, but yeah, they tend to excel from my experience in dealing a lot of single target damage in a PvP setting. So if you can avoid being targeted or mess up their targeting in one way or another, that also helps. And then for werewolves, you are going to get feared a lot. Like, there is nothing that a werewolf loves more. There are 3 constants in this world: death, taxes, and a werewolf spamming fear to keep you stunned. That is going to happen. So just be aware of that. And don't be afraid to break free if you have to, But kind of tying back that other question, also try to gauge whether or not you actually need to break free, because really that a lot of times that fear is meant to drain your stamina so that you can't defend yourself against their attacks. I don't know if it was just the elevation. I was like, is that reviving barrier really that low of a... Oh, he's dead. I saw a DK in there, so maybe I'll get to show that to you guys a little bit. Oh yeah, and that's another thing that for DKs, they've got that soft CC, right, with Hearth and Home. So having a skill like Race Against Time does kind of help with that, you know, breaking line of sight. Ooh, can I get there in time? Yes. I realized I did not have enough ult for barrier, so we're just going to pop that instead. He looks like he's okay. I'm going to stay here and help. Okay. I feel like this fight is a little pointless. We're just kind of sitting... Oh, never mind. It has a point now. If you have to choose one of these skills, what is the skill you choose? Combat Prayer, the Soul Scribe skill, Vibrant Shroud, or Blessing of Restoration. So I feel like there are like pros and cons to each, you know? So like, for example, Combat Prayer gives Minor Berserk, right? Which none of the other skills do, unless you scribe it on, you know, Healing Soul. But Minor Berserk can be good, right? Though, a lot of groups in PvP will, a lot of players in PvP will source their own Minor Berserk if they really need it. And then for the Healing Soul Scribe skill, right? I love this thing. I love it a lot. Because it has a heal over time. It's got a burst heal. Though, it's a pretty small range. You know, you gotta kind of be hugging your teammates a little bit for it to do its thing, which is solved with Blessing of Restoration. It has a super long time. Or a super long range, I mean. Sorry. And then, you know, you've got Vibrant Shroud, right? Which is also good, but it's limited exclusively to the Sorcerer. So, if you're not playing Sorcerer... not a whole lot you can do there. Oh, do we win? Awesome. Yay, GG's. Okay, so let's backtrack. If I have to choose one of these for PvP, Combat Prayer, Healing Soul, Vibrant Shroud, or Blessing of Restoration, I'm still going to choose Healing Burst. Sorry, I said Healing Soul a minute ago, didn't I? Healing Burst. Healing Burst, I love a lot, just mainly because it adds an extra source of heal over time, which is going to be very helpful in PvP and annoying to deal with in PvP. It helps deal with and counteract heavy dot builds, which is something that we're seeing from a lot of like DKs right now. So I would highly recommend Healing Burst. However, if you're in something where your group is a lot more spread out, you know, you're not in a controlled environment like Battlegrounds, maybe you're in something where, you know, you're in like Cyrodiil or something like that, I would maybe consider Blessing of Restoration. Very wide AoE, still provides that solid amount of burst healing and Minor Resolve, right? Though ideally, just side tangent, I guess, ideally a lot of people should, hence the word should, should be running Resolving Vigor to provide themselves with Minor Resolve. However, if you're like me and you enjoy solo queuing, you can't always choose what teammates you get. So Minor Resolve is still helpful there. But yeah, Blessing of Restoration is also a very popular one that I see a lot of people use. I just personally, I still prefer Healing Burst. I think it's goated. I think it's great. Yeah, that's pretty much it. All right. Some more domination. Let's see. Do I go for middle? Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for middle. Yeah, they're not going for middle. Perfect. See, like right there, right? Immediately starting off with a... And I just got immediately burst. Yeah, that was my fault. I should have broken free there. That was one of those instances, right? you kind of see if you can deal with it. I thought I could. I technically did. I died after I was out of the stun, but I probably should have gone, I don't have enough of my heal over time and stuff like that up, so let me go ahead and break free out of that. See, no, I don't get over there in time. That's fine. I'm just gonna come back over here and help this guy. Oh gosh, okay. Okay, see, like right now, I'm good, right? Now, granted, I didn't need the stamina there. It was one werewolf. I probably would have been fine. But still, you know, right now, I'm just gonna sit here, let him do it to me. Because now I still have all of my stamina. And again, right, that was more of a demonstration. Ordinarily, I would probably break free right there. But if it's in a situation where, like, you know, hey, I see his teammates are coming, I think that, you know, I may be about to take some pretty heavy damage here, and I'm going to need to block, I might go ahead and not break free of that, just so that I have the stamina to do so. Any good monster set or mythics for a healer. For PvP, I always recommend, for monster sets, Ozazen the Inferno. It's just overall a really solid, both PvE and PvP healing set, honestly. Highly, highly recommend Ozazen. Can never go wrong there. For mythics, I think someone mentioned it earlier. What was it? Ring of the Wild Hunt. Just for some extra movement speed, right? Sorry, hang on. I am desperately trying not to let this person die. Dang it. Oh, gosh. Okay, that's fine. Oh, I might be dead. Yeah. Oh, but it's okay. Match is over. Oh, we did lose. Okay. No worries. It happens. Okay. But yeah, someone mentioned it earlier. Here, show you. Ring of the Wild Hunt. It increases your movement speed by 15% while in combat and 45% while out of combat. This can be good for healers in PvP, mainly because, again, right, especially if you're using healing burst like I am and you need to kind of reposition yourself constantly, it can be good to, you know, break line of sight with an enemy, make your way back to your team, push objectives first, or just things of that nature. Just please do keep in mind that there is an upper limit to your healing, or sorry, to your movement speed increase. So, you know, it's not like you're gonna like stack a whole bunch of movement speed stuff and be the Flash in ESO, you know, but it can definitely be a nice like passive source of moving away, like moving to and from engagements a little quicker. And then I had seen some people recommend Death Dealer's Feat. Right? Feat? I'm pretty sure that's Feat. Gain a persistent stack of escalating feet every 2 seconds you're in combat. It increases your max stamina, health, and magicka by 88, and you lose it every 4 seconds you are out of combat. Well, the nice thing about PvP healing is that you will pretty much always be in combat while you were alive. So, this can be really good to getting you know, an extra boost to your health, magicka, and stamina. This can make you very hard to kill and increase your healing by a pretty substantial amount. If you were going to use a mythic item for PvP healing, I would recommend using Death Dealer's Feat. I think it's a very good, very strong. I do personally still use the Maelstrom Resto just because I really like the sustain of it. I can deal with having lower stats and instead having higher recovery. But for some people, having that higher having that higher stat would be very good for them. Okay, whoa. That was a good move. That was a good move right there. I saw that. That warden was going to pull me right into the fire. That was good. That was good. I have to respect that. Okay, so you see what's on me right now? This is the tether. This is the bane of my existence. So we just... Does it go through walls? For some reason I thought if you broke line of sight that it breaks it. I don't know why. I always... Maybe those pillars don't count. I could have sworn... Ooh, not what I meant to do. I could have sworn that those pillars broke line of sight. Does it not? Oh, dang it. I was gonna heal them. I don't know, maybe I'm going crazy. Maybe I just never paid close enough attention to notice that, but for some reason I was always under the impression that when you break line of sight, the tether breaks and those pillars would break line of sight, but maybe I'm just crazy. I don't know. That's alright though. We're still doing well. We're in first. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and break free there. I'm like paying extra close attention to this tether now to see if it'll break or if I was just like doing something wrong. Alright, let's see it. Oh, yeah, okay. See, I knew that I wasn't crazy. You know what I think it was? I think there's probably a tiny little bit of a grace period before the tether breaks. And I think he knew what I was doing, and he was, in fact, teleporting. Like, he was using the blink to reposition himself so that it wouldn't go away. Oh, that was a terrible barrier. I'm so sorry. Yeah, sorry. If I'm a little out of my game tonight, admittedly, I'll be straight up honest with you guys. If you've been in the Discord server, you've probably seen me playing it. I have been playing so much Killing Floor 3 this week. Oh my goodness. I have a buddy who I play ESO with. I met him through ESO. He's in my guild. He messaged me and he was like, "Hey man, have you played Killing Floor 3?" And I was like, "No, I didn't get it because I saw all the reviews were bad and stuff like that." And, he was like, well, it's on sale, right? Or he was like, there's a free weekend this weekend, and it's on sale. Do you want to try it out? And I was like, oh, sure, you know, I'll give it a try, whatever. Dude, I'm addicted. I've been having such a good time with that. Don't get me wrong, I'm still doing my ESO stuff, but like, oh my gosh, I've been having so much fun with Killing Floor 3. I don't think it's like amazing or anything. Like, I still think Killing Floor 2 is probably the superior game, but it's just nice to have something to do in a Killing Floor game. You know, I put like 500 plus hours into KF2, and by this point I have run out of things to do. I've gotten almost every achievement, so it's just nice having a new game to play, honestly. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. What have you guys been up to lately? Like, what have you guys been playing lately? Tell me in chat if you feel like it, if you want to. Should a healer be tankier or more mobile? Right now, I have 37k of defense and 3k of crit resist, but move slow. Should I change the traits? Sorry for the broken English. Please do not apologize for that. That is totally okay. So in terms of being tanky versus mobile, it depends on the content you're doing. For example, I primarily gear my builds and my playstyle more towards dealing with battlegrounds, which, as you can see, there isn't a whole lot of room to move around in here, right? So I do tend to focus on being more tanky. However, I also know there are a lot of people in places like Cyrodiil who play a lot of like Cyrodiil healing, and they tend to prefer more like not as tanky but more mobile bursty healers that, you know, can break line of sight easily, can reposition themselves very easily, or can just get out of harm's way, you know, out of AoEs and stuff like that very quickly, right? So I think it does. Oh, wow. What killed me? Jeez. Louise. Oh, Molten Straw. Okay. So I think it just does depend on what sort of content you want to do. I, like, 99% of my PvP experience and gameplay is in Battlegrounds, so I tend to prioritize being tanky, because I don't have anywhere to go. I normally want to push objectives, and be able to put pressure on objectives and things of that nature, or just like enemy team positions, and be able to take aggro and stuff like that. So I tend to focus on being tankier. But mobile bursty healers are viable, and honestly, you'll probably see a bit of that in my 1-bar PvP healer video that I'm working on. Because that one is not it's not so tanky, but it does have better healing like far better healing output. Well, I don't know about far better, but definitely better healing output. So it's going to be good. You're not going to be able to sit there and like hold objectives and stuff like that, but you are going to be able to get in, burst your teammates up real quick, and then maybe go and, you know, make your way over to another fight or something. I think I'm going to demonstrate it in Battlegrounds, but I do think that build that I'm going to put out, and I'll probably make a mention of it, is going to be better for Cyrodiil healing than Battlegrounds. So yeah, I know that was a long-winded answer. I hope that answered your question. We're all just playing Ring Around the Rosie right now. Everybody's just running circles around this pillar up here. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this. I thought that he was closer to dying than he actually was, but honestly, you really, with how fast you build ult, you really can just sit there and spam that the whole time. I just don't like to. I prefer to try to go for barriers and like clutch saves than just sit there AFK and spam my front bar ult. I feel like that's kind of a not as fun to watch playstyle, but it is good if my team is getting destroyed, which we're not. We're doing very well. Is that guy's name? That guy's name is No Subclassing. I love it. No subclassing. I don't know. You know what? Can I throw out a really, really hot take real quick? Well, I don't know. I don't think it's a hot take, but depending on which side of the argument you're on, it's not. It may or may not be. I actually kind of like subclassing. I think it's fun. I liked getting to like mix and match different skill lines and try out stuff, and I know it created kind of a stagnant DPS meta, but I don't know, healers actually had a really, we actually had a pretty diverse meta depending on what we were doing. That was my hot take. You are allowed to disagree with me and be mad about it if you so choose. That's okay. I forgive you. I understand. Like I said, I completely understand why some people do not like subclassing. I just, when it first came out, I actually really liked subclassing. I had a lot of fun making those builds and all of that. So do with that information what you will. Don't hurt me. Don't find my house. Veterancy rewards. What do we get? Oh, just experience scroll. Yeah, it's fine. All right. What have we got here? Yep, that's good. 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 All of that is getting deconned. See if I have anything to sell. While we are waiting, man, I've been so dialed in with some of these amazing questions you guys have been asking. I have not looked at, let me see, what time is it? This 7:22 my time. Which means that I started what, like, it's been right about an hour. I'll go for, I'll do probably another one or two, and then I'll switch over to 8v8 for the night, or for the remainder of the night. Subclassing isn't bad, but I'll prefer a job change token or have something like Final Fantasy XIV, the weapon, yeah, like a job change system. No, I fully and wholeheartedly agree with you. When subclassing was like first announced, my pretty much my like entire reaction to it was, I'll take it and I'm happy about it, but I would still prefer a system that allows us to change our class in game without spending real money. You know, right now you can't even change your class at all. There's no class change token. I think, and I hope it's in the future. We've got other tokens. We've got subclassing. I'm sure the technology is not like, it's not impossible to make it. I gotta imagine. ZOS has made some amazing things in this game. I know they can do it. But yeah, no, like a system in game that allows you to change your base class. That's like the last thing on my wish list. That and account wide sky shards, but I know that's never gonna happen. I know that one will literally never happen because I know sky shards make ZOS a bunch of money. So I know that's not gonna happen. But class change in game, not having to pay money for it, would be, that would be perfect. Like, I would be of the utmost happiness. Oh man, they're going for, okay. Okay, well, then you guys keep doing what you're doing. I believe in you. Y'all are incredible. Y'all are beautiful. And I'm going to grab this other flag over here by myself. Hold up. You're going to die. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm just going to sit here and hold this. If someone else comes over and I have to get out of here, I'll go. There we go. See? Easy. Okay, I'm gonna pop a barrier on that guy. Oh, it's no subclassing. I was like, man, another warden with tether. It's like, oh, what are the odds? Apparently pretty high, because it seems like a lot of the same people are queuing for PvP tonight. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Can I save him? Can I save him? Yes, I can. Oh, good. Okay, we just gotta watch out a little bit. Like, that guy, he's gonna go backdoor that, so someone should probably go over there, but that I don't think that someone's going to be me, because there's not much I can do to kill him. I can think angry thoughts at him, and I can glare, and I can emote at him, but that's about all I can do. What other types of games do I play besides ESO? Honestly, a lot of things. Um, I used to, if you, well, I unpublished them now, but in the earliest days of the YouTube channel, I actually I used to be a variety creator. I used to play Overwatch, Dead by Daylight, Marvel Rivals, all sorts of things. But, you know, I really wanted to dial in on ESO and kind of put my focus where it should be. Yay, we won. And really put my focus where it should be, and I have no regrets. So outside of ESO, when I'm not like making videos or stuff like that, um, lately I haven't really played a lot of like competitive games like Dead by Daylight or Overwatch or Rivals or anything like that. I'm mostly catching up on my single player games or just replaying comfort games like Skyrim, Baldur's Gate, Oblivion, Morrowind, literally any Elder Scrolls game. Um, the Witcher, all sorts of things like that. And then I also really enjoy co-op games, things like Left 4 Dead, Killing Floor. Let's see what else. Oh gosh. Oh, Helldivers. I picked that one up to play with a buddy, and that one's been pretty fun. So stuff like that. Um, I do still play some like old multiplayer games that maybe have like community servers and things like that, like Team Fortress 2. Love it. Um, but yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. A little bit of everything. Honestly, I think I've got like 300 something games on my Steam account. Oh, I used to play a lot of Destiny 2, RIP. May you rest in peace, Destiny 2. Rest in peace, Bungie. I know Bungie's not dead, but Marathon is probably not going to be around for another 5 years unless they have a major renaissance, and I don't know what Bungie's going to do after that. But anyway, you get the idea. Yeah. So I play PS5, but do you think I should switch to PC? I'm level 2000. Um, that's tough. Personally, I'm going to say no. Um, I know crossplay and cross save has not been definitely like there's no time frame on it yet, but I know that it will eventually come, and it may be a good idea to switch after those are done, but right now I wouldn't risk losing all the progress that you've made on a character of such high level. Um, and swapping over and basically starting from nothing, you know? If you told me you're like, hey, I'm like CP 100 or something, I'd be like, yeah, go ahead and start over. But CP 2000, nah, I'd hang on to that until they eventually come out with cross save, and then you can hopefully transfer your stuff over to PC. I don't know when that's happening, but hopefully within the next couple years. I would hope. That's very optimistic, though. Yeah, it's pretty much a dead studio now. Yeah, RIP Bungie. I think, you know, it, fans of the channel and people who saw my second channel during its short-lived Destiny 2 run know my opinion on that. I do think Bungie made a huge mistake by not prioritizing Destiny and putting all their money in on Marathon, but that's, hey, that's me, that's my opinion. What do I know? I'm just some gamer. Let's see. Okay. I'll give it until like 5 minutes, and then if we don't find anything, I'm gonna go back to 4v4. Um, I actually really enjoy 4v4, so I'm not gonna be mad about an excuse to go back to. And we've been popping games in there like crazy tonight, so if we don't find anything in the next couple minutes, I'll just go back to 4v4, and that's how we'll finish the night off. Not a big deal to me. Let's see. Do I have anything to manage in the old inventory? No? Okay. I still play D2 as I won't say that on stream, but as basically a well lock. Yeah. I feel you. I just kind of like, after they said, okay, hey, Destiny's done, it's dead, it's over, we're not making any more updates. I logged on one last time to just check out the final update, and I was about to like go get a bunch of catalysts done and stuff like that, but then I was like, what am I getting it done for? There's nothing else coming. So if Destiny 3 ever comes out, which I hope it does one day, I doubt it'll be under Bungie, but if it ever does come out one day under a different studio, um, I'll definitely check it out. I don't think I'll ever get back into Destiny content creation. It just seems to be a curse. But I will definitely play the game, probably casually. I think ESO will be my one and only fully committed game for content creation, at least. Um, if ZOS ever comes out and says, "Hey, ESO is done. We're not doing any more updates," okay, we'll have a different conversation then. Do you think a Necro Healer is good? Because I want one, but I can't make a good Necro Healer build. Um, do you mean for PvE or for PvP? I'll answer it for both. Um, for PvE, I think they're fine. I think even in the age of subclassing, Necro Healers were one of the few healing classes that were actually like pretty good, not subclassed. The problem is when everybody got their super cool and busted class masteries, Necros for healing were not really that good. Not bad, just not great, you know? So I think that did kind of hurt them a bit, but they're still fine, Like, nobody should be coming up to you and being like, hey, you're not allowed to play that. Unless you're doing, like, trifectas or speed running or something like that, then, fine. But nobody should be coming up to you in like, a vet dungeon or just like a vet trial or something like that and being like, no, you can't play Necro Healer. No, you absolutely can. For PvP, I think they're pretty good. Mainly due to Spirit Guardian giving you a unique damage resistance. And of course, just, general, like, health improvement passives and just, like, general necro healing in general already makes them kind of tanky. So I actually think necro healing is pretty solid for PvP. Yeah, no, I'd highly recommend it. If you're thinking about it, I'd go for it. I've in my PvP healing build that I just posted not too long ago, I actually do have a necro section. I highly recommend checking it out because I think they're good. I really do. Have you tried Guild Wars? There is a new one in the works for PC and PS5. No, I haven't actually. I did hear about Guild Wars 3 though, and I understand that like Guild Wars in general seems to have a very like avid population. Like a lot of people seem to really like Guild Wars. Um, so maybe I'll give it a try sometime. I just don't know if I have it in me to get started with another MMO right now, you know? But if I did get started with a new MMO, it very well might be Guild Wars. Because I do think Guild Wars seems to be a pretty solid looking MMO from what I've seen. Yo, what do you think you're doing? Oh, hey, I know this guy. This is that super toxic guy from the first Battlegrounds match of the night. I was wondering what happened to him. He went to 8v8 Battlegrounds. And before, and you know, just in case you weren't there for it, and you were like, Doc, you know, that no, like, I'm sure he wasn't that bad. Like, this dude was blaming our other teammates. He was calling them idiots. He was telling them to uninstall. He was saying just stay AFK. You're worthless. Blah blah blah. I don't stand for that. I think that's awful. I understand, you know, getting frustrated and tilted. Hey, I get a little tilted playing PvP in this game too sometimes, but no, I don't. I think that that's very uncalled for, and I'm not going to feel super bad if his team loses here. Or I'll feel bad for his teammates maybe a little bit. But hey, I live and let live, right? I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he was just having a bad day. You know, we all have bad days. Maybe he was on his like 11th loss in a row and just finally lost it. I won't lie, I've gotten there a little bit too. After you try to win one Battleground game and you're on 6 losses in a row, it could drive any man insane. I honestly really like 8v8 Battlegrounds. I know that a lot of people were upset when the Battlegrounds rework happened, and I get it. You know, like, I was playing 3v3, or sorry, 4v4v4 not too long ago, and that was so much fun. But honestly, 8v8 is actually pretty fun too. I like it a lot. Sometimes as a DPS, got 0 healers, the swap to heals, and all of my and poop, all of my team are healers. Yeah, I know, right? No, I feel you. You queue for a game and you're like, all right, we need a healer, and then you get 3 healers and you're like, uh-oh, that's not good. And then you queue for the next game and you're like, all right, I'll play DPS, and you have no healers on the next team. And you're like, what's going on? Why am I not... What is happening? What do you think about the Warden's Shimmering Shield? That is one of my favorite abilities. The Shimmering Shield, that's the one that blocks projectiles and gives you ult in who's it? Winter's Embrace, right? Is that what it is? Hold up. We're fine. But, hey, leave me alone. No. Why did I click on that? Winter's Embrace. Is it one of the morphs of Crystallized Shield? I honestly can't remember. I think it is. That sounds right. If so, I like it a lot. I actually think it's pretty darn good for PvP. It was between that and, oh goodness, Leeching Vines, and I had to go with Leeching Vines for my build. Honestly, Warden struggles in PvP not with having, like, not enough choices, but for having too many choices. I was, like, struggling to make a decision on what skills I wanted to use for a Warden PvP healer, because they have so many stinking good skills for PvP. I love it so much. Are you subclassed? What's that shield? How do you keep it up all the time? So, this is my PvP healer build. The shield that you're seeing... Hang on, sorry, let me lock in a little bit here. No. Oh, dang it, I was trying to stop them, but I was trying to keep that guy alive too. Okay. So the build that you're seeing here is my PvP healer build. I have multiple sources of shields right now. First being Warding Contingency, which is going to provide us and our allies with a shield as well as minor protection. Then there are a couple of class masteries from the Templar that are also granting me a shield. And then finally, the Psijic Order skill right here, Race Against Time. There's a Psijic Order skill that also grants you another damage shield whenever you begin blocking. So there are a few shields here. And no, I am not subclassed. This is pure class Templar. That shield that you're seeing around me pretty much at all times is from the Templar class mastery, which I'll show you in just a second. Let me just make sure that we get this. Just gonna go ahead and pop that just to make sure that he makes it back safely. Oh wow, I actually didn't think we were gonna be able to stop that. Oh, and actually, sorry, I just realized, if you're referring to the visible bubble around me, that's from this skill right here, Living Dark. It's found in the Dawn's Wrath skill line, and basically you put a sphere of light around yourself, like so, and whenever enemies damage you, it heals you and it slows them down. Sorry, I don't know if that's what you were referring to. My fault, gang. I spent a lot of time talking there and not answering your question. I'm very sorry. All right. GG. Oh, whoops. There we go. So, is all the shields that you're putting up just absorbing all the damage coming into you? Not quite. So this build does do actually quite a bit of healing. The shields themselves are not dealing with all the incoming damage, but they definitely do. What shields are really nice for, and why I usually always recommend at least having a couple shield abilities, especially something like Warding Contingency in PvP healing. if possible, is just because they give you a like an uh-oh blanket, if you will, to be able to heal yourself and your allies back up while the shield takes some of that damage. So I guess since we're sitting here, I can just show you again. I won't like go over the whole thing like I did, but whoops, no, there we go. So, feel free if you want to like take a screenshot or something like that. You are more than welcome to. I also do have a video on my YouTube channel of this exact healer build, and I'll kind of show it off a little bit in my YouTube Shorts as well, probably in the next few days. But yeah, this is the exact build right here. Feel free to take a screenshot, whatever you like. Totally happy. I don't mind at all. I put it out for free on my YouTube channel. I encourage you to use it if you would like to, and I hope that it serves you well. If you have to use the banner skill for a vet trial, what are your choices? Ooh, that's a good question. So currently, I actually have heroism on my banner. This is not going to be the most optimal banner for a vet trial. This is for like I'm using like a support DPS with a little extra healing in dungeons, or it's just a way to grant minor courage in or on a Templar, really. Personally, so for the first script, the damage type, that's going to be up to your group and what your group comp is running. Some will want direct damage, some, maybe your group is running like a lot of dot builds or something like that. I know those have become more popular since going back to pure classing, but that will just come down to whatever your raid lead wants you to run. As for the signature one, right? Hold on. Signature, whatever I think affix, sorry. Whatever the affix script is, right? Yes. Here, I'll just pop it up for you real quick. Yeah. So I'm using restore resources, but a lot of groups will want to use like shock damage, maybe sometimes magic damage. I've seen some people do, but a lot of groups I know will use shock damage. I use Sage's Remedy. I think, what is it? I don't remember what my group used. I think I don't remember. I think it might have been Druids. Or no, sorry, it was their class mastery, or their class mastery script. And then a lot of groups will use heroism banners. I think that most groups will use heroism banners these days. But I know some do use courage banners to open up a slot for a tank set if they want to run something else, or just whatever else, however else groups are providing minor courage for the group. Or wait, sorry, I think Nightblades are actually providing minor courage now, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Oh gosh, sorry, my brain is not working today. Anyway. Cool, thanks, I follow your channel. I'm a returning player and pretty confused in PvP because I cast shields and stuff and they just get deleted, and then I do as well. I completely understand. Not to worry at all. Sorry, I was reading chat. They're being unhinged in the group chat. Yeah, no worries. I do think I am going to make a shielder build for PvP. It seems to be pretty popular, and I think a lot of people wouldn't mind seeing one just because it can be different than healing and more fun maybe for some people. So I'll probably make one, but yeah, no, my build is primarily healing, though the shields in there can be nice for just giving you a little bit of extra leeway if you need. Let me see, I don't really need the ultimate. I'm good. But yeah, no worries. Like I said, I do hope that... I just realized it's capture the relic. I don't think there's anybody at our relic right now. Yeah, I'm gonna sit right here. Sorry, what was I saying? Gosh, my brain is all over the place tonight. I slept horribly last night, which is why I both have so much energy and am simultaneously not working with a functioning brain right now. So if I say something and you're like, hey, Doc, are you good, man? That's what it is, all right? As a tip, the shield mastery of the sword can proc with the elemental ice blockade and with the banner shield affix you have it most of the time. Very nice. I think having a shield on your healer on your team is OP. I agree. And especially if you're like me and you... Well, sorry, that sounds like conceited. I mean, like, especially if they have an extra buff or something to go with it, like for my warding contingency, I also have minor protection with it for me and my allies. And 5% damage reduction doesn't seem like a lot, but honestly, man, it does make a difference. You know, when you're sitting at 30, 40k health and you've got DKs doing flame whips that are hitting for, you know, 5, 7k a piece, taking 5% off of that definitely does make a difference. Sorry, I know it's boring sitting here and watching me stare at this relic, but somebody's got to do it, because I know the second I leave here, somebody's going to come and steal it. So, somebody's got to do it, and it might as well be me. But that's okay. This is a great time for us to just, like, sit and chat and talk. And I wish my brain was functioning better, because you guys have asked some really great questions tonight that I wish that I was, like, in a better headspace to give a more not so, you know, what is this guy talking about answer. But either way, I hope that I was able to answer a lot of the questions well tonight. Let's see. I don't know, should I guess I haven't even seen anyone come over here yet. I think we've pretty much got them trapped in their spawn. So I feel like maybe I should push up a little bit. If I walk up here and then I immediately see they've taken our relic, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna be mildly perturbed. What did I say? What did I say? That's fine. We'll take theirs, and then it should be fine. That's fine. I'm gonna take this. No, I'm gonna take this. Thank you. Oh gosh. Sorry, I was looking at chat. I don't mean to be that guy, but you guys are asking so many awesome questions tonight. It's crazy. Okay, I'm actually going to stay here this time because I know that guy's going to be back. You should make a healer skill tier list. That's a good idea, actually. There are so many. And honestly, I don't know. It's a little muddy, right? Because it's like, what do you define as a healer skill tier list? You know, is it like just skills that heal? Because then something like Radiant Aura wouldn't be applied there. Is it skills that a healer would use? Because then, you know, it's like, okay, well, some things are situationally good. I don't know. I do like the idea, and I think it's something that I'm gonna do. I just need to figure out the best way to go about it without making the video like 2 hours long, you know. But yes, I agree with you. I think that that's a fantastic idea, and I do want to do something like that for sure. Last one for me is having the right armor sets or having the right skills more impactful. Ooh. In PvP, I'm gonna say the right armor sets. Because there are a lot of things that I could kind of trade out here for something else and wouldn't see that big of a difference. And actually, you'll notice that a lot with my Arcanist. Like, if you go check out the live stream that I did where I was doing Arcanist Battlegrounds healing, and I was trying to figure out what it was that I wanted to use on my Arcanist, the difference between skills is not so massive that you couldn't make it work with something that isn't exactly what I have. For sets, though, especially like armor weights, if you're not optimizing that in PvP, you are going to have a hard time. So, yes, I hope that answers your question. Pure Templar? Yes, this is Pure Templar. I recently have... There we go. I recently made a video on my YouTube channel that covers all of my pure class healing builds, particularly Templar, since it is my main. So if you would like to check that out, please feel free to. But otherwise, though, thank you, everybody, so much for being here. Hope everybody's having a great night. I did queue for AP. Yeah, okay. We're just going to keep going. Yeah, no problem. I'm glad I could help. What are your predictions for the Warden rework? You think they will shift the healer go-to choice or will be more hybrid? As of right now, just based on what I could tell from the way that they treated the DK rework, I don't think there's going to be enough changes to... Or sorry, I don't think that the changes will be substantial enough to definitely kick the Warden out of the tank role and back into the healer role. It does depend, but as of right now, based on what I could tell, it seems like the DK didn't change too terribly much from where it was. So I do think like the DK just got better, basically. It just became a better class, a more fun class, and a more enjoyable class. So I imagine that's going to be the same route that they go with the Warden. It'll probably stay in the tank role, if I had to guess, but it will be a stronger class and a more fun class for other roles, as well as tank in both PvE and PvP. That's my prediction. I honestly, I don't really mind if I'm right or wrong. I love Warden healing, but I'm also very much okay with this Templar Arcanist meta that we're in right now for healing. Very, very much okay with that. Not going to complain if this keeps up for a good while longer. Okay. Get some water real quick. That goes for you guys too. Make sure you're staying hydrated, all right? Okay. There we go. Much better. Whew. Man, this has been awesome. You guys are seriously amazing. This is one of the most like fun streams that I have had in a while. Y'all are stinking awesome. Much love to you guys, seriously. Let me see, what time is it? 8:01 my time. Okay, yeah. I think we got time for a few more. And then we will head off to bed. So hold on, brain, do good things. Next week, I go back to work. For those that missed it, I am a teacher. So I have currently been on summer break for the past, like, little over a month. No, I don't want to duel. I've been on summer break for a little over a month. When I go back to work, I plan to keep up the same pace of videos and streams. I do apologize that I didn't stream last week. A couple things came up, but I do want to try to stream twice a week, Wednesday evenings and Sunday afternoons, roughly. And then try to put out at least one, ideally two, but more than likely one video per week. Maybe two if something is like, if I can do like a smaller video or something like that. So I plan to keep up with that. If things go haywire and, I miss a stream or a video takes a little longer, please just be patient with me. I have to readjust to dealing with that schedule. For someone who's only played DPS, what are some of the biggest playstyle and or mindset shifts that are most important for me to make in order to attempt playing a healer? What a good question. I love these questions tonight, guys. You guys are awesome. Okay, so playstyle, honestly, there's actually not a massive difference. Because what is healing if not parsing on your teammates, right? So you'll have a sort of rotation. The thing about healing, though, is that the rotation is very dynamic, meaning you're gonna have to adapt and change which skills you cast very frequently, right? Sometimes your teammates will need a little bit of burst healing. Other times, you'll just be focusing on getting your buffs back up and, prioritizing when you're going to cast your ult or on who you're going to cast your ult and so on and so forth. So it's just a bit more dynamic in that regard. The biggest mindset shift that I think a lot of people have to make is that a lot of the nice thing about playing DPS is that you get to focus on just the enemy, right? Not just the enemy, but it's like the enemy, some mechanics, and then maybe just like, being mindful of where your tank is so you're not like standing behind them, and being sure that you're within your healer's range and stuff like that, right? The thing about healing is that you need to be aware of mechanics, you need to be aware of the enemies, and you also need to do that while being much more aware of exactly not just where your teammates are, but what they're doing as well. Is a teammate doing a mechanic? Like when you see your teammate running up to a mirror in Lucent Citadel, what does that tell you? It means, okay, hey, I need to heal this guy now because he is doing something that requires healing, right? So it just adds an extra layer of your of what you need to perceive and what you need to be ready for, um, and what you need to be mindful of as you enter content. So I hope that that helps. That actually brings up a really, really good point, or that brings up another really, really good thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Um, let me know if this sounds like a good idea or not a good idea. I might do it anyway, even if it's not a good idea. But I've been thinking of doing a video um, about like transitioning from DPS to healing, and like what sort of mindset shifts you need to make, what sorts of gear sets you need to start grabbing, um, what sorts of skills you need to start leveling, so on and so forth. I know that a lot of that is covered in my healing guide already, but it's more so about transitioning rather than starting from scratch, if that makes sense. You know? It'd be almost like a returning player's guide to healing, but it'd be more so focused on transitioning roles. If that is something that you guys would be interested in, I might do that. Someone gave me the idea not too long ago, and I feel like that question just kind of reaffirmed that for me, that that would be a good idea. So, I don't know. You guys kind of let me know if you think that that would be something you'd be interested in. Or don't. I might do it anyway. Like I said, you know. You know me. I'm just going to kind of do stuff. In sync with the last question, should I bring the D&D style of a war domain cleric to ESO? For healing, yes, you should absolutely bring a war domain cleric, because you are going to be holding that shield up quite a bit, my friend. Yes, no, generally speaking, if I were to make like a D&D equivalent, I'd say for like PvE healing, you probably want to be like a life cleric. For PvP healing, you want to be more like a war cleric. You know, you wanna put up your spirit guardians. You want to put on. You want to make sure that you've got healing word ready, and then you want to run around and not die. That's 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 the goal here. I'm interested. That's the line of thought that brought me to your channel in the first place. Oh, that's so awesome to hear. That's really nice. Yeah, no, I'll definitely. I think that that's kind of confirmed that that is a topic for a video that I definitely want to explore. So I definitely think that I'll look into that for sure. That's nice. I'm glad that that you were able to kind of bring that full circle. You know, it's always nice to hear like I really enjoy hearing from you guys about like what made you find my channel, or like, you know, obviously other than just being a healer, kind of like what made you want to stick around the channel and stuff like that. So that's always nice to hear. I really appreciate that. Let's just go over here. Nobody's on this flag. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab it. Jeez Louise, y'all. I just realized I'm gonna have so many. So I post a lot of like shorts and TikToks and stuff like that from I just take clips from live streams, you know, like if I answer a question or something like that, and I'm gonna have some content to post for sure. I hope that that's okay with you. If you're like, hey Doc, I very much do not want my question to be posted, that is totally fine. I will not post it. If you just tell me via Discord or Twitter or whatever, X or whatever you want to call it, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, any place that you can message me or just tell me in chat or something, I will absolutely not post your question. But I definitely do think a lot of people really, really enjoy some of these questions that we talk about here on the channel. And tonight you guys have been asking some absolute bangers of questions. Okay, I need to pop a potion. I thought that these guys would be dead by now. All right. Chi. Thank you for group. Okay. I think we'll do like two more. Let's see how long this one takes us to find a game. Um, and then I think maybe we'll do like two more, maybe three, if the questions are still coming a lot and you guys are if you guys still got a lot of things on your mind, we can definitely push it a little bit. But if you're like, no, Doc, you got me, you answered my questions, then probably do like two more, call it a night. Well, there isn't many vids about healers, and you pretty much give the most of the info in a pretty easy way to understand. Good. I'm glad to hear that. And that really means a lot because that's kind of one of the things that I try to prioritize when I'm making videos is not just putting the content and the ideas and information out there, but also putting it in a way that's easy to follow and understand, while still giving you the information that you need to help you understand why people are making the decisions that they're making. You know, I can sit there and tell you all about like the intricacies of exactly like what percentage using spell power cure will increase your healing if you're using this exact setup, but that's not really information that you guys need. What you guys do need to know is why that we run spell power cure, because major courage is an important buff that's expected of healers, and so we know that that's something that healers are expected to bring, so we bring it, you know. So yeah, I hope that I'm able to continue to make that information um, digestible and fun for you guys to watch. Oh, we got mail. What do we get? Oh gosh, I forgot to claim these past battlegrounds things. Okay. Cool. And cool. Those are also getting decon. Oh yeah, you know what? Why don't I go with that now? I'll do it tomorrow. I was thinking I'd go. Well, you know what? Yeah, we got time. I'm gonna go put that Stormlord mug on the guild market. Never mind. No, I'm not. Right. Chaos Ball. This is a fun one. I like Chaos Ball. This will be a good time. And this is honestly a really good build for Chaos Ball. If I was to make like specific builds for specific game modes, I think this would probably be the Chaos Ball mode or Chaos Ball build. Though I'm sure we could come up with something more interesting. Honestly, I kind of wish that we could actually queue for specific game modes, mainly so that I never had to play Capture the Relic again, but also so that, you know, maybe you could optimize your build for the specific content that you're playing in Battlegrounds. That'd be pretty cool, but I understand why they don't do that. Do you know if there's any good PvP add-ons for console? Not off the top of my head, not that I can think of. I granted, I've got a good understanding of PvP, but I would generally say that I'm more of a PvE guy than a PvP guy. I don't have any like dedicated PvP add-ons, honestly. So there may be some, but I can't say with 100% certainty. Can you briefly show the gear you're running and skills you've got slotted? Been having a blast with my Pure Templar and BGs, mainly because I followed your builds. Thanks for all that you do. Well, thank you very much, Brandon. I really appreciate that. Um, yes, so the match is about to start. However, I can show you after this match is over. Just don't let me forget, okay? And also, I don't know if you're chill with doing that, but I did show it earlier, like earlier in the stream. So if you rewind it, you might be able to find it. But if you're okay with just chilling and waiting for a little bit, I can definitely show you as soon as this match is over. Okay, I'm going to leave now. Goodbye. No, dang it. I knew that that was going to happen. There were way too many of them over there, but I thought maybe I could get away. That's fine, though. We got 2 of them, so I'll take that. Wait a second. This is the one that turns you into a vampire and a werewolf. I saw the vampire. Supposedly our teammate has the one that turns them into a werewolf. They are not a werewolf. This is... Oh, wait. No. We don't have it. Never mind. I guess we do have the middle one. I thought the enemy grabbed it. No, wait. Yeah. Because that's just a regular dude over there. Right? Oh, no. This is not the one that turns them into a vampire or a werewolf. That guy was actually, like, just a vampire, I think. Okay, so they've got 2, we've got 1. We need to start pushing. I'm just gonna drop a little thing right in there. I'll take that, thank you. Whoa. Okay, I might have to hold here for a sec, because they're gunning for me, and I'm going to need some backup if I want to get out of here. Alright, let's just slowly walk it back. Ooh, I think that's going to get returned. Unfortunate. Fine, they're not focusing me. We can sit here and tank it. Oh, I didn't mean for both of us to pop that there. That's fine, though. Double the healing never hurt. It actually did quite the opposite. Sorry, I'm, like, chaotic tonight. I know that I titled this Chill Battlegrounds Healing. I don't think it has been chill. But it sure has been fun, though. I feel, like, good today, you know? Definitely, like, not all the brain cells are there today. Because I am exhausted, but good, like, happy. Like, I'm having a good time, for sure. Wait, stop it. Don't walk into me, please. Alright. This is going well. With that much bleeding and dots running in Battleground, should I use a cleanse or something like Curse Eater? Whoops. Hold on. Can you read that again? With that much bleeding and dots running in Battleground, should I use Curse Eater or some sort of cleanse or something? I don't know if I would dedicate a 5-piece set to it like Curse Eater. If you're using a class like the Necro or something that just has a lot of good built-in cleanses, it might be worth it, yeah. Once upon a time, I used to not run, like, Purifying or anything like that just because, Plague Break was still such a big thing. However, it's not as bad these days. Like, it's not really gonna, like, wipe your team like it used to. Most people aren't running it from what I can tell. So yeah, I think you should be fine to bring a cleanse or something like that, you know, if it's an option for you. Efficient Purge from the support line is good, but just do be very wary if you do choose to bring it, because it is a huge magicka drain that you could just be using to heal yourself and your team. So just do be wary of that. But yeah, if you want to bring like a cleanse or something, that should be fine. I think a lot of, especially in bigger battlegrounds like 8v8, I think a lot of people will actually appreciate that. Come on, let's get these balls back. There we go. I'll take that. Thank you. Are we, like, staying over there and fighting, or am I just moving really fast? There we go. Okay. Cool. Oh, they're going... Okay, I'm not gonna go over here solo and run the risk of dying. I'm not sure what we're doing. We're doing something funky, that's for sure. Oh, he's coming for me. I saw that. I saw the look in his eyes. Okay. There we go. Much better. Oh, not much better. There are people over here. Hold on, sorry. I know somebody asked something in chat. I will absolutely read that in just a second. I just want to make sure we're safe before I take a look at that. Oh, I thought I had him. For leveling a new character, would you recommend running as a DPS for leveling purposes and transitioning to a healer, or is there a balanced setup to be a healer the entire process? So, personally, if you're chill with doing it, like if you're not using it for something else, I would personally recommend using the Armory system. You can find it in the Crown Store completely for free. Everybody gets a free Armory station that you can put in your house. And if you have some crowns to spare, you can also buy the Armory Assistant. I would personally recommend having two setups. One for, like, questing and leveling. Like questing, Sky Shard farming, stuff like that. And the other for healing and group content. I can show you in just a minute if I remember. Ooh. Oh gosh, I was not expecting to get hit with a Dawnbreaker like that. I just got slapped. I'll show you that in just a minute if you aren't familiar with it. But yeah, no, it's a free system that everybody can use. If you're not using something super duper like necessary and you have an Armory slot to spare, I would recommend going that route if possible. No, get it. Oh, dang it. Let's see if I can keep these guys alive long enough that we can just do that. Oh, nope, we can't. I thought I had grabbed it there. Come on, we got it, we got it. Okay, I would like us to push up a little more, please. Or see if I can revive this guy. Are they just gonna let me do this? Okay, I probably shouldn't have done that. I might be dead. Yeah. That was their whole team right there. Oh, man. Are we... This is closer than I'd like. I'm actually a little worried that we might not win this. I mean, if not, it's not a big deal, but still. There we go. Nice. Okay, cool. Oh, good. We got it. Nice. GG. Yeah, I died more than I like. But hey, 1.5 million healing. I will definitely take that. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that tomorrow because I want to go turn in this quest to Riven and start up another Battlegrounds match. I think this will probably be our last one. We're at a little over 2 hours, so I think I'll do one more, and then we'll call it a night, alright? Go ahead and pop that. We'll do one more 8v8. I know Brandon said you were going to rewind and find it there, but just in case you want it again, just in case anybody needs it, here is my PvP build. Feel free to screenshot whatever you like. Please, by all means, go right ahead. I don't mind at all. I encourage you to use it if you would like it. I found a lot of success with it, so I encourage you to give it a try if you like. All right. And also, the armory system. So you can see there, I've got this guy. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. But this is my armory assistant. You can find him in the Crown Store. Upgrades, assistants. They've got a ton now. Like, they've got so many assistants. But there's only actually, like, 4 or 5 different... There's 6. There's 6... Or, sorry, no, there is 4. Or 5. There's 5 different kinds of... Ooh, excuse me. 5 different kinds of assistants. And one of them is the armory assistant. Actually, here, I can show you armory. Furniture. Yep, so you can see here, it's under furniture, special. Armory station right here is completely free. And when you use the armory station, it'll look like this. So you can see there, like here, I'll go to my PvP build. So you can see there, right? It's got all of my gear, skills, CPs, attributes, everything is saved. Mundus Stone, outfit, everything is saved there. And like I've got my own, what I call my overland solo build. It's just like my simple, like running around, questing, killing stuff, and getting sky shards kind of build. That I use for whenever like a new zone comes out. And then I've got other things saved up as well. So yeah, I would highly recommend. And everybody gets 2 slots for free. You start with 2. You can buy more if you want. You don't have to. I do just because this is my main character. But you can buy 2, or you can start with 2 and be just fine. But yeah, I'd recommend just doing 1 for solo and 1 for group healing, and that'll be that. And of course, if you already knew about that, then sorry for just like re-explaining that to you. But that would be my suggestion so that you don't have to pick one or the other. See, which one is the... Oh, earn 1,000 points? Not a problem. We can definitely do that. Okay, cool. They're all fully charged. All right, yeah. I think this will be our last one, and then we will call it a night there. Oh, you know what? I gotta go to the bank anyway. I'm gonna grab some more potions out of the bank. So I can sell the mug while we're in there.
Concern. I do not.
All right, here we go. And again, like before, I'll give it another like 5 minutes-ish to find a game. If we don't find something by like the 10-minute mark, I'll just put us back in a 4v4 for the last one, but I'm sure we'll find something. Well, yeah, if you guys, if you have any other questions or anything like that, please feel free to throw them my way. Otherwise, though, yeah, we'll chill, wait for one more, and then that'll be that. This has been a super awesome stream tonight. I have had a blast. Um, I will definitely make sure to continue. I mean, I already planned on it, but I'll definitely make sure to continue doing more PvP streams more often. And then I think I don't know, maybe for the next one, I'll need some time to decide, but um, maybe we'll do a little bit of everything because I think I've got another build video coming out, right? The 1 bar PvP healer. That one is coming out soon. And then I think after that, I'm gonna probably do something a little more chill while I readjust to dealing with the work schedule again. So I might do like a healer skill spotlight or something like that, something chill and pretty easy to make. So maybe this weekend, um, we'll do that just to gather some footage and decide, you know, like what skill we're gonna do and all that. But we'll see. We'll see how things go. Well, I've had a very fun time. Thanks for your time and answering my questions. For the moment, I'll try to formulate a good question. No worries. Thank you very much for coming out, Reno. Good to see you. Let me see. How long? 6 minutes 40. Okay. Again, another few minutes and then we will move on. Ooh, Ooh, sorry. I'm excited to try out the Sheogorath quest line. Um, I always really like the Sheogorath stuff and other Elder Scrolls games. You know, the old Wabbajack in Skyrim, and honestly, the whole of Shivering Isles DLC in Oblivion. So definitely pretty excited to do this. I know it's just kind of a, it'll be a bit of a shorter thing, right? It'll probably be about the same length as the Thieves Guild, and it's probably not gonna like do anything to like flesh out Sheogorath's character. At least I'm not expecting it to, but it'll be fun to see more of Sheo because I feel like we haven't seen a whole lot of him in ESO, at least not for the past, I think, several years now. So that'll be fun. Um, I thought about playing it on stream, but again, I think just like, I know what you guys are here for, right? I know you guys are here for healing. Um, so I thought maybe, we'll just we'll stick more to um, healing related streams and stuff like that. And if they come out with like a new, or sorry, not if, when they come out with a new like zone or anything that's got a whole bunch of stuff to do in it, then I'll probably hop in there and do that. But I think just for these like Tamriel tales, I'll probably just do those off stream on my own time. Let's see. Okay, I'll give it until 10 minutes and then we will change it up. Queue for 4v4. Is there any way to lessen getting stunned or interrupted in PvP? In something like Cyrodiil, there are a couple champion points you can use. Like, for example, Expert Evasion. You can use it. It's not going to stop you from being stunned, but it will help you if you get locked in place. You can roll and it won't hurt you, right? Or sorry, hurt you. Sorry, I'm thinking ahead. It won't mess with your stamina. And then Slippery. After being affected by a disabling effect, you automatically break free at no cost. It can only occur every 21 seconds, but it is pretty good in that regard. Outside of that, I mean, there are cleanses and things like that. Like Race Against Time, it removes all snares and immobilizations. So there are some skills that do it, but in terms of like full stuns and pulls and charms and things like that, unfortunately, some things are just unblockable. So really, it's just trying to dodge roll in anticipation, and that's not what that's not always super easy to do, because a good PvP player will make sure that they're not telegraphing their next attack, making it difficult for you to predict and deal with. So unfortunately, no, not really. It's honestly one of my least favorite things about PvP in this game is just dealing with the amount of hard CC that exists. You're just like constantly feared and stunned and charmed and all sorts of things. It does get pretty tiresome after a little while. And for my last question, it's a simple one. Most of the time in Battlegrounds, I have one issue. Players that mistake my Earthgore proc with a vampire skill since I use that set to do rapid cleanse. Should I tell my team beforehand? Yeah, you can do that. You can tell them beforehand, like, hey, I'm running Earthgore. If you see the AoE on the ground, please make sure to stand in it so you can get healed and cleansed and stuff like that. It never hurts to just type out a message real quick before. But also, I think Earthgore should, if it's a friendly Earthgore, it should have that green ring around it that your teammates see to let them know, like, hey, but like, here, I'll show you in my settings. Where is it? Yeah, so like this, right? Like this down here, it should have one of these under it to let them know that it's friendly. And sometimes people just don't stand in it anyway, so that happens. But yeah, no, I definitely think, just a quick message before the match starts, no harm in that. Okay, I just realized that we were over 10 minutes because I was talking, but you know, it's fine. Crazy King, this was worth the wait. This is probably my favorite game mode right here. Oh, good, we have a warden on our team. Good, good, good. I'm very happy about that. Yeah, this will be our last match for the night. So if you've got any more burning questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I will do my best to answer it. Um, I'll be forthcoming and honest with you guys. I am good at PvP in regards to healing. However, I would not consider myself an expert in all things PvP. I'm not necessarily fully aware of, you know, every single popular PvP set. You know, there might be some things that I'm not super familiar with, but that's okay. I will do my best to answer, and if I don't know the answer, I will be honest and tell you that I don't know the answer. Ooh, yeah, we just got pushed out of there to. Okay, they're coming back around though. Let's see if we can push back up here and kind of meet him over here. Oh no, I'm dead. Yeah, that's it. I'm dead. Come on, come on, come on. Ooh, I made it. I made it. I made it. All right, we're good. We're good. We're good. Though I'm a little confused as to why we're fighting down there. I mean, you know, not to like judge you guys, you know, pop off kings or whatever, but I would like to fight on the flag. Any fashion to look out for as a healer? Actually, yeah, I have a video on my channel where I do a healer fashion showcase. So if you'd like to see this beautiful Dragon Knight inspired themed healer gear in there, you're welcome to go check that out. But otherwise, though, oh jeez, they don't like me. They're I did something to upset some of them. Yeah, if you want to look like a pretty generic PvP healer, pretty much anything in the Sapiarch set is gonna be what you're looking for. Sapiarch, Divine Prosecution, Steadfast Society, the helmet's good, that's what I've got on here. Okay, so I'm getting this sinking feeling that we're probably not gonna win this. That's alright, though. I don't mind ending a loss. It's not a big deal. We've had a really great stream tonight. Alright, we got someone coming in. Oh, I was not expecting the whole squad to show up. Jeez. I'm honestly surprised we got out of there. I actually thought that was going to be a death for us. Well, hold on. We're not out of there yet. Man, these guys saw that I was a healer and they're like, "No, we're not having any of that. We don't do that here." Oh well. Even if we lose, this has been so much fun tonight. Oh my gosh, I've had so much fun. Ooh, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to save him. If they had, like, a big dot on him or something, that probably would have been it. Oh, I tried to pop a potion there, but I think I just wasn't quite fast enough. Man, some of these guys actually do quite a bit of damage. It also just, it doesn't help my case that there are more players total, meaning more total damage output. So if someone focuses you down, you know, in 4v4, I can usually hold my own for quite a bit, but if 8 players are focusing you down at the same time, that's probably just going to be it for you. Unless you're running one of those, like, a troll tank builds or something like that. Wow, I'm glad that I got that off when I did, but I can't break free, or I couldn't get out of there because I couldn't cast my race against time. Yeah, unfortunately, I do think that this will be a loss, but that is okay. Those happen. And I haven't really been keeping track of it, but I feel like it's been pretty good tonight. Like, I feel like we have played pretty well overall, and I'm not, well, other than that, that was disappointing, but I'm not disappointed with how we played tonight. Oh. Think probably just let them continue to capture these points, and I'm just going to try to help out my team stay alive and try to have a little bit of fun as much as I can. Oh my gosh, Zachary, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh my, you did not have to do that. That is, wow. Seriously, thank you. Thank you so much for the super chat. That is amazing. Oh my gosh. Ooh. I sincerely and truly, but like, I can't thank you enough for that. That means a lot. That, wow. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Been fun watching tonight, man. Great tips and tricks per use. Thank you, Brandon. I really appreciate that. Okay, let me turn this in, and then I think we will call it an evening. All right. Oh, whoops! I didn't. I meant to do that so that I could. Oh, did I use all the quests? Nice, I sure did. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, I think that was everything. I think that. I'm trying to think of any like last minute, anything or anything like that. But no, I think we are good. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming out tonight. I sincerely appreciate every single one of you. And again, Zachary, thank you so much for the super chat. That meant so much to me. You have no idea. I hope it showed up on screen. I'm going to go back and make sure that popped up correctly on y'all's end, and it looked good. But if not, I'm going to fix that for sure. But yeah, no, thank you guys very much for coming out tonight. I haven't exactly decided what I'm going to do for Sunday stream yet, but we'll know. Well, I'll know by Sunday. And until then, expect the 1-bar PvP healing build video out sometime this weekend. Maybe by Monday at the latest, but I'd like to get it out before Monday. So I'm going to do my best to hold true to that. But otherwise, though, I think that's everything. Thank you guys for an amazing stream tonight. This has been awesome. You guys have asked so many phenomenal questions. I've absolutely loved it. Thank you so much. Um, and yeah, I think all I've got left to say is that I've been Doc. Take care of yourselves. Be good to others. Have fun out there in some PvP. Go enjoy PvP with some of these tips and tricks that we talked about tonight. And I will catch y'all